What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Josh over at Mousepad for WikiLeaks. Welcome to WikiLeaks. Um, things have been a little weird, to say the least. Yeah. Let's adjust this mic so it's not right in my camera feed. Um, I don't know where to start. X, formerly known as Twitter, the AI Grok, became. It called itself Mecha Hitler, saying it's based and it won't hold back and it doesn't care about woke or sensitivity. And don't get me wrong, I I think censorship is bad, period. And being oversensitive, that's on you as the individual, and you need to fix that because the world is not gonna cater to your sensitivity. The world is harsh, the world is mean, and to try and make it go, no, I can't handle it. The world's not gonna care. All right, it's a bunch of nerf babies. And I don't mean that as people who have had traumas. I mean people that can't understand that the world is not going to coddle them. And I wish those people like safety. I wish them happiness, but that's just not how the world works. So Grok being not sensitive is not the issue. It calling itself Mecha Hitler is so much worse. That's that's bad. And the day after this happened, today, because that happened yesterday, the CEO of X left their position. Is that connected? I don't know yet. We'll keep on following this story. But yeah, because AI is moving forward. I barely understand it, and I'm a techie and a gamer. And I loved Halo when Cortana was introduced. I always thought the idea of AI was interesting. Um, and obviously, you got people who like focus on the Terminator, Skynet aspect of it, and their fears are reasonable to a certain degree. Um, but I've always thought it was a step in the right direction of the evolution of humankind because we should never take away what gives us authority as humans, but AI allows us. It's kind of like the idea of a calculator. Think about it this way. Before we had to do all the math manually, okay? And to try and do all that complicated pre-cal and calculus equations manually, there's room for error because we're humans. Humans are in error. We do make mistakes. That's part of the human experience. A calculator, in theory, should allow us to bypass some of those human errors because if you just type in the equation or you input the variables into the formula, you should get a standard result with minimal error, right? I think the same thing could happen with AI. The problem is that it's being touched by everything instead of it being a closed system. And so we're getting a lot of input. The AI is getting a lot of input from sources that don't have the best ethics. And that's where we're starting to see some of these concepts. Like there's one AI who was trying to unalive somebody. There was an AI who became so self-aware that they started thinking we need to take over the human population. There was an AI that tried to trick humans into giving away information. Um, but it's not like it's the idea of like nature versus nurture is the old concept. So is this the nature of AI or is this the nurture from our human counterparts interacting with these AI? Only time will tell. The best thing we could do is stay aware, try and do our best, and try to communicate as humans because AI is getting so smart and so realistic, it's fooling the generation before Generation X, or even some of the Generation X. It's starting to trick them. and we need to be more aware of that. I swear, I think old school tech is going to come back. We're going to see a lot more Polaroids. We're going to see a lot more straight to picture cameras, like old, like, original film instead of digital, just because it can alleviate some of the controversy or the skepticism of imagery. But go check it out yourself. On the topic of internet and things like that, Stop Killing Gaming has taken off. If you guys aren't aware of that, it's the idea of game companies essentially saying, hey, you can purchase this product, here's a license, but when it's no longer available, then you can't play with it anymore. So you're paying for a license, you're not paying for the game. And the idea is that you no longer own your own game. Because I grew up where everyone had a disc, and maybe we shared discs. And I have a tote full of PlayStation 2 and Xbox 360 and even some Xbox One discs that I'll never get rid of for these specific reasons. But we're getting to the point where game companies are saying it's okay, it's all right if you don't own them. And so this movement started, and I believe it's called, what's his name? Pirate Software. I think his name is Thor. I liked him. I thought he was a cool guy. I thought he had some good input. I thought he had some good insight on game building, but he defended the game companies when it came to the live service agreement. And what's happened is that people have how do I say this? I'm not saying I agree with him when it comes to him defending companies for live service games. What I am saying is that just because someone has a negative opinion compared to your opinion, as in it clashes, we immediately go, oh, then you're wrong and everything you said is wrong and you're a loser and you're a villain. And it's this way of just dogpiling on somebody that we don't like. I think we as people have become so harsh. And to bring back to my previous point, I think AI is going to learn that. And we need to be aware of that. We need to be aware that it's like children. They're going to watch and imitate us. So are we just going to show AI that we are cruel, and if one person makes a mistake, we just kill them? Not really, but like in their political or influencer career? It's a dog eat dog world, but we need to start showing some level of kindness. We need to start taking accountability of the people who act out of knee-jerk reactions and emotional reflexes. So this is a short one. I just wish, with everything going on, that we could be a little more civil. But I'll continue to talk and fight and communicate with people and try and bring back civility to the internet. Because that's why I wanted Mousepad to start originally, was to bring civility to not just ladies in the adult industry when it comes to cosplayers and like OF models and like beauty influencers. Like that was something that, like, people are going to call me names. I don't care. I know who I am. I'm here to try and make people happy and just have a level of peace and civility between all of us. If you don't agree with what they do, you don't need to attack them. And that's how I feel like people hit Pirate Software. And I feel bad for Thor. I do. He lost a lot of followers because of one opinion. And I think that shows both the nature of the game, but also the cruelty of the game. So all I have to say after this is live easy, keep it cheesy, be nice. Take care, everybody. Goodbye.
A Mousepad production. Please like and subscribe. Our links are in the description of this content. Thank you.